Okay, try this. Again, oh, I don't know where to put it.
This kind of speech.
Huh?
Yeah, we can hear out.
Yeah. Yeah, audio will not be good.
Now we can take the speaker box and keep
That doesn't have the flat thing. Maybe that table. That.
You can bring back.
Yeah, we can bring and keep it here. Can you keep that in that room?
So somebody's going to attend
Yes,
conference.
Hmm?
Like, what is?
Yeah, they can. This is right now. It's a broadcast, but it can be interactive also. We can ask.
Anybody is joining?
I don't know. I put the link in the down.
Okay.
First, we will try this week. If it is quality, volume, audio, everything is good, then we can announce next week.
Kind of slow.
No,
it's okay.
Google Hangout.
Oh,
It's live on YouTube also. Can you go on the link?
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can.
I sent the link.
You can check it out.
What is the link? They want to send
I
it
sent the email
first in the email.
in this week's.
So through your account, Prabhu,
Yeah, this one is
Yeah.
my account.
so if you go to your Google account, you will have the email. The link, you open the link, it will say, do you want to accept? Say it's okay, then you will connect to Google Hangout.
So Sunday Gita program link in the down. I have a link.
YouTube link.
Yeah.
Is it YouTube link?
Yeah, YouTube also I can see. Everything is recorded as
No,
video.
YouTube actually it's only view.
Yeah. You can also see.
Oh yeah, it's me.
You want to see?
See, this one is only
You?
you can listen, but there is another one
Oh,
is
Hangout is there. If you go to
Hangout, then
yeah, both you can
both will interact.
Yeah.
If you are at
Quality
home
is pretty
also-
good.
Yes.
Quality is pretty good.
Yeah, quality is good.
How come it's
But I
showing
think
all
there is
the
a
zero?
delay.
Yeah, that will be there.
No, if they,
Little bit.
yeah, if they join the Hangout, then you will see here small all the person text.
Yeah, that.
But he joined it, right? This one?
No, he is view mode.
Oh,
Another is you can participate.
okay.
there are
So
two types.
Okay.
One is just broadcast.
another one is
Another one is
participate.
interactive.
Okay.
So I did not put it interactive.
Okay.
If interactive means whoever speaks, it will
Yes.
camera will go there and
Yeah.
it will
Yes.
be there.
Yes.
We'll try this one first.
Yes. Yeah, that is yes. Like question answer session, you can open it out,
Yeah.
or they can do join there.
But
But
Prabhu, I heard there is one more session from ISKCON Chennai. Some people are attending that. I don't know. Did you hear
Okay. The Ram Prabhu?
that? I don't know.
Yeah, it's Ram Prabhu.
Yeah. They do on the internet, Skype thing.
Oh, okay. I mean, can we not ask them to join because everybody is.
already they used to come here, but they want to do separately.
Oh,
So they will separate.
1 year. I think there is a way to chat here.
I thought it would be nice as a big group. We feel like.
No, they don't have much big group. One or two people there.
sounds like
Take it.
Sunday Gita wants
Talk more about it later.
Okay.
What are we doing?
I'm coloring.
Coloring.
I'm doing.
Okay, you can do some coloring.
Colors or coloring?
Coloring papers were there, right? For kids.
Yeah.
Bring one or two. Then that maybe that.
I didn't want to.
अपन हार्ड डिस्क ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಿ
Krishna Padaya Krishna Krishna Bhutale Madheva Vedanta Swami Vikinani Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishna Bhutale Namaste
Jai Vishnu Pada Param Sakti Acharya Astapati Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj Ki Jai Antakoti Vaishnava Ki Jai Namadar Chakra Ki Jai प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री विग्रह श्रीवासुदेव की जय श्री 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 राधा कृष्ण प्रभु श्याम सुंदर राधा कृष्ण गोवर्धन की जय वृंदावन धाम की जय मायापुर धाम की जय वृंदावन की जय देवी की जय तुलसीदास की जय समावेत भक्त की जय ऑगस्ट ऑगस्ट श्री
We can put that there. Everyone looks very dark. Looks like some aliens discussing. We can put there. This corner?
Yeah, because light is coming from there. There.
Yeah. I think that was other place.
Yeah.
Very good. This enough. Yeah. So can you do that book? Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
It's in short Kirtan. Everyone get a long break. Easter. Good Friday.
In some companies, yes, some companies, my company is some.
Anyone online? No one. No viewers.
There was one.
There was one.
Yeah.
Krishna, what's your name?
My name is Srinath.
Sina.
I just
Oh, okay, okay. Same father? Okay.
now he is the
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah. Thank you for coming.
My pleasure.
So we finish Gita, now we'll discuss Gita. Then we do one round of japa, then we have
If you have any questions, feel free to ask at any time. So reading from 4:30. I think actually go on. That's what I said. 33. 33. That's it, 33. The fourth chapter, 33 shloka. Yeah, I'm skipping. I think we've been discussing.
Okay.
So I want to kind of wrap it up. That's our homework. Did you do your homework?
Did you do your homework? No? Not very good.
That's the fourth chapter 3. Shreyan Dravyamaya Yajna Parantapa Sarvam Karma Akilam Partha Jnani Parisamapyate Shreyan Dravyamaya Jnana Yajna Parantapa Sarvam Karma Hidam Partha Jnani Parisamapyate Shreyan Dravyamaya Yajna Parantapa Sarvam Karma Hidam Partha Jnani Parisamapyate Shreyan Dravyamaya Yajna Parantapa Sarvam Karma Hidam Partha Jnani Parisamapyate
Shreyan Dravyamaya Yajna Jnana Yajna Parantapa
Sarvam Karma Hidam Partha
Jnane Parisamapyate
Shreyan Dravyamaya Yajna Parantapa Sarvam Karma Hidam Partha Jnani Parisamapyate
Shreyan Dravyamaya Yajna
Parantapa Sarvam Karma Hidam Partha Jnani Parisamapyate Shreyan Dravyamaya Yajna
Jnana Yajna Parantapa
Sarvam Karma Hidam Partha Jnani Parisamapyate
Shreyan Dravyamaya
Yajna Jnana Yajna Parantapa
Sarvam Karma Hidam Partha
Sarvam Karma Hidam Partha Jnani Parisamapyate
Shreyan Dravyamaya Yajna ज्ञानयज्ञः परन्तप
ज्ञानयज्ञः परन्तप
सर्वं कर्माखिलं पार्थ
सर्वं कर्माखिलं पार्थ
ज्ञाने परिसमाप्यते
ज्ञाने परिसमाप्यते
श्रेयान् द्रव्यमयाद्यज्ञान्
श्रेयान् द्रव्यमयाद्यज्ञान्
ज्ञानयज्ञः परन्तप
ज्ञानयज्ञः परन्तप
सर्वं कर्माखिलं पार्थ
सर्वं कर्माखिलं पार्थ
ज्ञाने परिसमाप्यते
ज्ञाने परिसमाप्यते
श्रेयान् द्रव्यमयाद्यज्ञान्
श्रेयान् द्रव्यमयाद्यज्ञान्
ज्ञानयज्ञः परन्तप
ज्ञानयज्ञः परन्तप
सर्वं कर्माखिलं पार्थ
सर्वं कर्माखिलं पार्थ
ज्ञाने परिसमाप्यते
ज्ञाने परिसमाप्यते श्रेयान् द्रव्यमयाद्यज्ञा
श्रेयान् द्रव्यमयाद्यज्ञाः
ज्ञानयज्ञः परन्तप
ज्ञानयज्ञः परन्तप
सर्वं कर्माखिलं पार्थ
सर्वं कर्माखिलं पार्थ
ज्ञाने परिसमाप्यते
ज्ञाने परिसमाप्यते श्रेयान्
श्रेयान्
greater
greater
द्रव्यमयात्
द्रव्यमयात्
of material possessions
of material positions
yajnat
Yajnat
then sacrifice
than the sacrifice
jnana yajna
Jnana-yajna,
sacrifice of knowledge
sacrifice in knowledge
parantapa
Parantapa,
chastiser of the enemy
chastiser of the enemy
sarvam
Sarvam,
all karma
Karma,
activities
activities
akhilam
Akhilam,
totality
totality
varta
Varta,
samapita
Samapita,
jnani
Jnani,
knowledge
knowledge
Parisamapyate
Parisamapyate
and translation. O chastiser of the enemy, the sacrifice performed in knowledge is better than the mere sacrifice of material possessions. After all, the son of Pita, all sacrifices of work culminate in transcendental knowledge. O chastiser of the enemy,
O chastiser of the enemy
sacrifice
the sacrifice
performed in knowledge
performed in knowledge
is better than
is better than
mere sacrifice of
mere sacrifice of
material possessions.
material possessions
After all,
After all,
O son of Pita,
O son of Pita,
all sacrifices
all sacrifices
of work
culminate
in transcendental knowledge.
in transcendental knowledge.
The purpose of all sacrifices is to arrive at the status of complete knowledge, then to gain release from material miseries, and ultimately to engage in loving transcendental service to Supreme Lord, Krishna consciousness. Nonetheless, there is a mystery about all these different activities of sacrifice, and one should know this mystery. Sacrifices sometimes take different forms according to the particular faith of the performer. When one's faith reaches the stage of transcendental knowledge, the performer of sacrifices should be considered more advanced than those who simply sacrifice material possessions without such knowledge. For without attainment of knowledge, sacrifices remain on material platform and bestow no spiritual benefit. Real knowledge culminates in Krishna consciousness, the highest stage of transcendental knowledge. Without the elevation of knowledge, sacrifices are simply material activities. When, however, they are elevated to the level of transcendental knowledge, all such activities enter onto spiritual platform. Depending upon differences in consciousness, sacrificial activities are sometimes called karma kanda, fruitive activities, and sometimes jnana kanda, knowledge in pursuit of truth. It is better when end is knowledge. In translation, O chastity of the enemy, the sacrifices performed in knowledge is better than the mere sacrifice of material possessions. After all, O son of Pita, all sacrifices of work culminate in transcendental knowledge. So we've been discussing about, is it there?
Yeah. Hare Krishna. You can trace on introduction. If you go to page 1 and introduction. Om Ajnatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya
Shri Chaitanya Manobhisham Sthapitam Swayam Rupa Kadamanyam Dadati Swapadampitam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Tapadakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sarvajatam Sargana Raghunathanitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sargana Lalita Shri Shatapitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Bhakta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Again, it just says, the sacrifice performed in knowledge is better than mere sacrifice of meditation. After all, O son of Krishna, all sacrifices of work culminate in transcendental knowledge. So we've been discussing about sacrifices last few weeks, even months maybe. So what kind of sacrifices do we discuss? First of all, what is the meaning by sacrifice?
Give up.
Giving up something
For the pleasure of Lord Vishnu.
for the pleasure of Lord Vishnu. Okay. Anything else? Giving up chocolate.
Doing all the activities, keeping Krishna in center. Activities on activities for the activities are service as a service for Vishnu. All activities.
All the activities for satisfaction of Vishnu. It's not karma. Yes.
Usually when people do sacrifice, they usually sacrifice something that they like.
Okay. Sacrifice, giving up something they like. Okay.
Also, it's a legal sacrifice. Let's say, for example, for rain, they do sacrifice. Different sacrifices to get different material benefits.
So you sacrifice something for something in return. Okay. What are different types of sacrifice one can do? First of all, what is the goal of sacrifice? What is the basic purpose of sacrifice?
Like you want to get something in return or to earn pious credit.
Unbiased credit, so that you can get something again. And also sense control. We talked about that in our shlokas. Control our senses. So what happens if you don't do any sacrifices?
You cannot be happy. You cannot be happy.
You cannot be happy. Why is that?
Because again, you try to do sense gratification. And it will end up
So sacrifice is a kind of developing habit for giving up something. What we gain. Like I gain so much money. Right? But if by performing sacrifice, I give up part of my money. Right? For performing some yajna, advancement in knowledge, and so on. So you give up something. Actually, it's not ours, first of all, but we think it's ours. We think we earned it by our hard work. So we, at least Krishna is saying, You are getting attached to results, thinking that this is mine, I attained it because of me, I got it. So you are accumulating all this wealth and you are getting attached to this results in the form of wealth, family, relations, friends, everything. iPhones, iPads, everything. You're getting attached to all these material possessions or results, and you're identifying with that. Problem with that is you're bonding. You're bonded to those material results, possessions. Krishna is saying you break that bondage through sacrifice, by performing sacrifices. So everyone, there are different levels of sacrifice Krishna performs, different types of sacrifices. So based on the variety, each one, based on their taste and mood, they can perform some kind of type sacrifice. So Krishna is accommodating different levels of people, different sacrifices, so that they can at least get out of that I, me, mine mentality. I am the enjoyer, I am the controller, I am the proprietor. And how is doing that? So there are different types of sacrifice we discussed. What are some of them? There are at least 10 we discussed.
Exactly the senses.
Controlling senses, one of them. Controlling mind. If you go to previous slokas, we'll see. Offering worship to different devatas. Pranayama. Yoga. Food, controlling food too. Controlling eating. Doing so many vratas. I will eat only one time this month, Chaturmasya, Kartika month. There's so many things. Controlling senses, like rising up in the morning, I take this vratas. What else?
Sacrifice of the hearing process.
Hearing process. There are some people hear only about Krishna. Hear about only Vedas. They don't want to hear about politics, news, cinemas, gossips. No, they don't. So they sacrifice their pleasure of hearing for the satisfaction of Krishna. They just want to hear about knowledge. They're not interested in anything else. And brahmacharya. Brahmacharya abstaining from sex life. That's not astray, that's not sacrifice. Giving the pleasure for the higher purpose. What else? Anything else? So basically there are different types of sacrifices. And also householders also perform sacrifice object of senses. They also control senses, they also do so many sacrifices. Charity is one of them. You give up your material possessions. So in that way we develop detachment and we give up this cycle of the cycle of attachment, network of attachments. So then what happens? Then once you perform, what's the goal of this whole sacrifice?
Knowledge is spiritual transfer to knowledge.
Yes.
To avoid the reactions of activities.
Mm-hmm. The goal of
bias activities.
Yes, reactions, free from reactions, so we give up some results so that we are free from those reactions for the higher purpose. And also, if you go to this purport here, then to gain release from material miseries. The purpose of all sacrifice is to arrive at the status of complete knowledge. So what is that knowledge, complete knowledge? So what is that knowledge here Prabhupada is talking about? Krishna also is telling, after all, son of Pita, all sacrifice of work culminating in transcendental knowledge. What is that knowledge? Krishna consciousness. So what is that? Krishna consciousness means? Knowledge means.
As you said, the proprietorship, Krishna is the proprietor, Krishna is the leader. So we'll come to the conclusion is nothing is ours, it is Lord Krishna. And we have to satisfy Krishna.
Krishna is everything. Krishna is the enjoyer of everything.
We are not the center of Krishna.
We are not the center. Krishna is center. Bhoktaram yajna tapasam sarvalokameshwaram sudhukam sarvabhutam jnanamam shakti. So he is the enjoyer of all sacrifices. He is the ultimate enjoyer. He is the ultimate benefactor. So whatever we do, all sacrifices go to him. Even if you worship different devatas, eventually everything will go to Vishnu only. So Vishnu gives them specific powers to give us some benefits. So Vishnu gives power to Indra, Surya, Chandra, everyone, so that they can give something to us. Okay, so the goal of the knowledge is the transcendental knowledge. What is the basic transcendental knowledge? That we are not these bodies, we are the souls. Then Krishna is supreme, we are part of Krishna, and we have a relationship with Krishna. And all we do is serve Krishna. That is the ultimate knowledge. So whatever sacrifices we do, those sacrifices should lead to that knowledge. If they don't lead, again we are forgetting the goal of that activities. It's like we do. Let's say we are going to Chicago. Our goal is to go to Chicago, but we drive and we saw some fair, what is it called, big Ferris wheel, and we get attracted by that, and we take exit and we just stay there. We forget about the Chicago. So same way, if we do all this performance, we do all the sacrifices, without the knowledge, it can become mechanical. It becomes ritualistic. You're just doing it. We don't know why you are doing it.
And reactions will be there.
Yeah, and then it's all material platform. Maybe at best, it may be just pious credits. You're at least doing something. But again, if you are doing mechanical and you're not progressing spiritual life, you just get stuck in that ritualistic ceremonies. So many things we do, we see. Sometimes we argue. Sometimes we keep arguing. Okay, we should turn spoon this side and I'll turn spoon that side. Just keep arguing that. But we don't get about those rules and regulations and see that ultimately our goal is to please Vishnu. If we forget that goal, then the whole purpose is wasted. Just like I had an example a long time back when we were in marriage. We were my father's sister's marriage was there. So we went there. So from our side and their side, we went someplace in Mankalayam or so. Then we got there around 3 o'clock in the evening, and they were expecting it late, so there's kind of dinner time, so they were expecting it was too early for dinner, so they kind of made upma or something like that. Then they were totally arguing about this small thing. Why are you serving upma? We came from long distance, we are hungry, we are just serving upma. It's like a whole big fight was going on. It's like, so this is our tradition, this is our tradition. They were fighting, just fighting. And we thought this marriage is going to get happy. Not going to get married. And I thought, okay, somehow I just want to cool down and looking at the chair. So the point is, sometimes we focus too much on details, but we forgot the main goal. So our goal is to please Vishnu and satisfy Vishnu. That is our ultimate goal. So whatever sacrifice we do, whatever activities we do, that's pleasing Vishnu. And that activity becomes sacrifice itself. Because ultimately the goal of all sacrifice is to please Vishnu. Whatever we do, whatever we earn, whatever we eat, whatever we think, everything is to please Vishnu. But if we forget that and we just focus on small things, we will be distracted. Okay? And ultimately, engage in loving service, loving transcendental service to Supreme Lord, Krishna consciousness. So that's our goal. To engage in loving transcendental service to the Supreme Lord. So we should engage in service of Vishnu with love and devotion. And how do you get that love and devotion? Through knowledge. And how do you get knowledge? Through sacrifice. So there's a whole process. So Krishna is at the point here telling you, at least do some sacrifice so that you get knowledge. And when your knowledge matures, then you develop devotion. And your devotion, when you start devoting, then you develop love for Krishna. When devotion matures, then you get love for Krishna. And in that love, you serve Krishna all the time. So that's the goal. So we should not be just focused on here, sacrifice. You may perfect your sacrifice. You may perfect, how to do this, putting ghee in the fire. You may do, throw perfectly. You may chant mantras perfectly. But if you don't know the goal is to be engaged in Krishna service, it just becomes mechanical. It just becomes another pious activity. Make sense? Nonetheless, there is a mystery about all these different activities in sacrifice. Different activities of sacrifice. And one should know this mystery. Sacrifice sometimes take different forms according to the particular faith of the performer. When one's faith reaches the stage of transcendental knowledge, the performer's sacrifices should be considered more advanced than those who simply sacrifice material possessions without such knowledge. For without attainment of knowledge, sacrifices remain on the material platform and bestow no spiritual benefit. So according to different faith of performer, there are so many sacrifices. Hindu and other traditions also there are sacrifices. We should not be just arguing about why they are doing that, why we are doing that. But we should see what is the end result. Are we going there? Are we reaching there? The goal? Yes.
What is transcendental knowledge?
Transcendental knowledge is.
What is transcendental knowledge?
Yes, knowledge is of very different varieties. Right? Knowledge about computers, aeronautics, cosmology, and so on. So that in summary, they are divided into material and spiritual. So material knowledge is about all these matters. So what is the matter again? Bhumi, Rapo, Nalo, Vayu, Kham, Buddhi, Mano, Devacha. So earth, water, fire, ether, mind, intelligence, ego, they all considered material knowledge. So earth means anything with the earth, metals, electronics, everything kind of electronics comes under fire also. So earth, water, fire, combination of these elements, and the mind, psychology, and so many other sciences based on mind, intelligence, ego. So they're all material sciences about all this. But beyond all this, there is a spiritual, which is non-material, which is not changing, which is constant. We discussed in the Bhagavad Gita second chapter. What is that? Najayate mrite vakadachin. There is no birth, there is no death. Nainam chinnam shastrani, nainam dahati pavaka. You cannot break the spiritual energy by any weapon. You can't be burned. You can't be dried. Uh, you cannot join. It is independent. It's eternal. It's conscious. The material energy is unconscious. You take any computer, best computer in the world, it's dumb. You beat him, nothing. But if you beat small kid, he will cry. So the soul, the spirit soul is conscious. So all the topics related to spirit soul is called transcendental knowledge. Okay?
Knowing Krishna is supreme transcendental knowledge.
Yes. So Krishna is the supreme. As per Gita, every chapter, every page of Gita is saying with Bhagavan, Aham Sarvaseto Mataha, I'm the source of everything. Mataha Paradharmana is Kinshikasti Dhananya. There is nothing superior to me, to above me. So Krishna is ultimate. He is source of everything. He is the supreme enjoyer, supreme controller, supreme proprietor. So that is the ultimate knowledge in the Vedic tradition. Vedasya Sarvai Rahamaya Vedya. So by all the Vedas, I am to be known, Krishna. That's Bhagavan, the Supreme. So again, Vedic knowledge, again, and that's what Krishna is saying here. Sacrifices are mentioned in the Vedic knowledge too. Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda. But many of the people, they're just talking this pujas and vratas and everything, without knowing the purpose of the purpose behind them. So we need to know that ultimate knowledge. That ultimate knowledge is that Krishna is supreme. Krishna is everything. Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabha. So Vasudeva is everything. Okay. So again, with transcendental knowledge, there are different levels. Brahman, Paramatman, Bhagavan. So Krishna is the Bhagavan, supreme person. Okay. So by performing all this, we should know this. We should get this knowledge. Just a kind of example. In one sense, marriage also sacrifice kind of thing. So by performing this marriage or the Grihastha ashram, we should come to that level of understanding that Krishna is supreme. So in that way, that means we should try to develop knowledge in the daily activities. When something happens, you should see who is behind this. So we should understand that Krishna is behind this. We should try to get that knowledge. One question? Okay. Or when happiness comes, we should understand that it is Krishna's mercy. So by performing, by understanding these activities and developing knowledge, then the goal of marriage life is stupid. Otherwise, if you just marry, but if you don't do anything, you just enjoy senses and don't develop any knowledge, then it's the whole purpose of Grihastha is wasted. Same thing with anything else too. Whatever sacrifice, whatever exam you perform, you should see what is the reason behind that. Who is the cause behind that? Or even if you go to pilgrimage, we should see why we are going there. We should try to understand the spiritual knowledge behind that. Otherwise, it just be going and coming. Just spending money, that's it.
The next line actually reads, real knowledge culminates in Krishna's consciousness, the highest state of transcendental knowledge.
Yeah. Yes, real knowledge culminates in Krishna consciousness, the highest state of transcendental knowledge. So that's the highest knowledge. That Krishna is supreme. I am part of Krishna. I'm eternal, Krishna is eternal, I'm part, he is complete whole, and my job is to serve him. My duty is to serve him. My dharma is to serve him. Without the elevation of knowledge, sacrifices are simply material activities. When, however, they are elevated to the level of transcendental knowledge, all such activities enter onto the spiritual platform. Okay, when, however, they are elevated to the, okay, another point is the goal of all sacrifice is to get knowledge. That is the initial stage. But again, once you gain the knowledge, the perfect knowledge, that is Krishna consciousness, that Krishna is supreme, you are part, whatever, then you should perform sacrifices in that knowledge. So it doesn't mean that once you get knowledge, you give up the sacrifices. We should still do sacrifices. Of course, there are different levels of sacrifices. For low level people, there are some sacrifices. As you keep advancing, there are different sacrifices. For advanced people, there are different levels of sacrifices. So as you keep advancing, you should be doing higher level of sacrifices. But at any point of time, we should never give up sacrifices. Even sannyasis, they should be performing sacrifices. Charity, sacrifice.
What's the highest sacrifice?
Higher sacrifice is dedicating oneself, everything to Krishna. Performing everything Krishna consciousness. Transcendental loving service to Krishna. In that sacrifice, you are sacrificing everything. You are sacrificing your senses, your mind, your intelligence, everything is culminating in Krishna service. Your body, your words, your mind. That's what Trijani Sannyasi is. Three things they dedicate: body, mind, and words. That is sannyasa. So that's a culmination of sacrifice. So there are different levels of sacrifice. Some people will say for low-level people who are too much attached to sense enjoyment, okay, you give at least $10 to Krishna every month. At least you develop some giving habit. There's a story, right? One sage, he keeps begging, he keeps for alms, begging alms. It's not really called begging, but he's asking for alms. So one miserly person, he said, why are you always begging? You don't do any work. Then he got angry and he took ashes and threw it on his plate, his begging bowl. Then the sage said, thank you for your alms. Why are you thanking me? I did not give you anything, I just gave you ash. Well, at least you'll start giving something. If you start giving some ash, so slowly you develop that habit, then one day you may give whatever you possess. So in that way, there are different sacrifices for different levels of people. Charity, give $10, give this thing, give at least that detaches us from this world, this material bondage. Otherwise, we will be just rotting in this material world forever, happily, not happily, but you'll be just going one after another. You know how it works, right? Material world. You start with small thing and becomes bigger. By the time you realize it's you're stuck. Example, I think we discussed this story before. One time on this, he tells his disciple, sit in this cave, chant happily, you get liberated. He keeps chanting Hare Krishna, then he sees the mouse making some sounds. And Okay. Then you think, okay, let me bring cat so that mouse will not trouble me. Bring the cat. The cat gets hungry and it starts to think, meow, I want milk. Then said, okay, let me get some cow so that I get some milk. Then he said, okay, I'll get some cow, and he started getting milk, and he said, it's too much about me. I had to bring grass and need a shelter, he take care of me. So let me get some wife. So he gets married. Then, as you know, when you get married, then you get their family and his family, relatives and friends and kids, and then you need a house, you need a property, you need a land, it just goes on. So then Guru comes. Where is my disciple? He's living in the hut and all families, and so whatever. Mouse. This mouse troubled me, and so that's what a material world is. You think that I'm going to solve this problem by fixing this, but we are going to enter into a bigger problem. We don't know. And the nature of material world is it's very attractive. It looks very attractive. From outside it looks beautiful, wonderful, but inside there's nothing really. Just like Coca-Cola, right? They advertise very nicely. This is a wonderful drink, superstars drink it, even supermodels drink it. But if you really see what is there, is there any nutrition value at all in Coca-Cola? Just water, some sugar, color, carbonated. So far, there is no benefit at all. But it's number one drink. That's exactly the material world. It looks very attractive. It looks wow, wonderful. But if you really dig deep into that, there is no value at all. There is nothing really. There's any of this. It's just the trouble. And we are thinking that I will fix this trouble by making another arrangement. Making another arrangement, you get bigger trouble, then you try harder to fix that arrangement, that trouble, and it just keeps on going forever. So the only way to break that through is through knowledge, performing sacrifices. When you get knowledge, then you become fixed up. Then once you get that knowledge, that practical knowledge, then you try to focus. You come to our senses. Wake up. You wake up from that sleep, from Maya, and we start to realize ourselves. Then if you try, then by that trying, attempting, then we progress. As you progress, you get more knowledge, more love and devotion. And if you keep doing that way sincerely, then one day we will be able to reach complete love for Krishna. Actually, Krishna is the one who is giving everything to us. But otherwise, where would this all come from? This earth, the air, fire, water. He is arranging everything for us. So this sacrifice is to just saying that I am gratitude to what you are giving. I am giving something back what I earned. Actually, our endeavor is very minimal compared to what Krishna is giving. But at least we develop that mentality, that consciousness. It is very important. So we develop that consciousness to the performance. Krishna says that who is working, but all the time he is thinking about his own results, his own benefit, his own sense gratification. He just lives in vain. He enters into the darker regions of the material existence. He may go into the animal platform because all he wants to do is just enjoy the senses. That's why every religion has some kind of sacrifice, some kind of festivals, so that we give something, some kind of charity. We need to do that. But at the same time, all those charities should not be mechanical. Or sacrifice should not become mechanical. Otherwise, as an example, they just keep fighting. They think that I'm performing sacrifices, now I'm great. That's even trouble too. That's even problem, hurdle too. For us, which, or sometimes when you do pranayama, you may get some powers. But the powers is not our goal. By doing pranayama or yoga, the goal is to get the knowledge of Krishna. Control your senses, study the scriptures, get the knowledge, then develop devotion, and then love for Krishna. But if you just focus on the pranayama or hatha yoga without knowing what is the goal, you'll be just doing you may be best perfect asana master, but what is the point? A lot of animals do better asanas than us. You see monkey, they do all sorts of asanas. They can hang back and shirshasana, they can do all those things. But that's not the goal. So that's the reason, or one of the reasons why Indians, especially, although we have such knowledge, that's what we fail miserably in spiritual knowledge, because we just focus on this sacrifice rules and regulations, but we don't go beyond what is the goal. What is the goal of all this? Okay. So, depending on differences in consciousness, sacrificial activities are sometimes called karma kanda, spiritual activities, and sometimes jnana kanda, knowledge in pursuit of truth. It is better when the end is knowledge. Again, the same time, we have karma kanda. There are different kinds of kanda. Karma kanda is for getting some material benefit. Like if you want to get a good wife, worship Uma. If you want education, worship Saraswati. If you want money, worship Lakshmi. So many things like that. But again, the goal is to get the knowledge. The knowledge that Krishna is supreme controller. Same thing with Jnana Kanda to perform yoga, hatha yoga, ashtanga yoga, pranayama, and all this for getting knowledge. Sense control, mind control. But if you just focus on sense control without knowledge, then you may be best in some control and senses or trying to give up, but without knowledge, it just becomes a mechanical activity. Okay.
In this third chapter, see, this is yajna, all the different yajnas. It's kind of olden days they do different yajnas, fire sacrifice. But in present day, we are not doing any fire sacrifice. Our regular population I'm talking about. And we are not worshipping a lot of like demigods, just as they want to do their work, want to enjoy this material world. Then what is the sacrifice come into picture on regular?
Yeah, sacrifice doesn't mean always like fire sacrifice. It means even our activities. There are so many sacrifices we can do. Even just giving up some charity. Charity is a minimal. Pretty much everyone does some sort of charity. So that itself is a kind of sacrifice. You can even reading every day for 2 hours. That is a sacrifice. Or hearing. Or chanting. Nama Yajna, we are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That is sacrifice.
It's prescribed for this yuga.
Yeah. There are different sacrifices, huh?
When chapter Krishna says of all the yajnas and the nama japa yajnas, he says
Yeah.
like of all the yajnas, when he says I'm the best of everything,
Yes.
because all the yajnas and chanting and everything.
So the sacrifice there are so many things. Sacrifice, the hearing, mind control, following the rules and regulations. Yeah. Basically, wherever you control your senses and mind, not for sense enjoyment, but engage for higher purpose. That's a different sacrifice.
Yeah, in all our activities can be turned into sacrifice. Starting from taking a bath and because for worshipping purpose we take the bath.
Yeah.
So we offer the bath as for Krishna. So that is the sacrifice. When we eat process, when we consume prasadam, so that is also honoring prasadam and consuming it. That is also a sacrifice. So talking also. When talking truth always, that is also a sacrifice. So everything, each and every activity, even though if we are working in office, that okay, I'm working for for worshiping, like for to be always conscious. That is also sacrifice. So every activity in our life can be turned into sacrifice.
If you follow instruction of Gita, that is certainly the sacrifice. So many instructions in Gita. Speech, how it should be. Anudvilekaram, Priyam Hitam. We should not educate others. We should be truthful and should be pleasure, pleasant and beneficial. And for body, there are different cleanliness and brahmacharya. Different types of finances and sacrifices all come under that. Okay. Anything else?
Krishna also says, without sacrifice, no one can be happy in this world or become the next.
Yes.
Also, performing sacrifice for the demigod worship is not easy. There's a lot of rules and regulations, rituals. So in this regard, it's not very easy to perform sacrifice for demigods. So even if materialistic people want to be happy, enjoying the senses, they have to do some sacrifice for demigods at least. Otherwise, like we have our resources are running out. We are running out of resources. Right? Just like we see California, they have only water for 1 year,
Drought.
and government is posing orders to reduce the water.
Cut the water to lawns and yeah, the Vedic system is different. How we get everything is through sacrifices. People perform sacrifices, and demigods, devatas give feast, and they give rain and other things. It's like an example is there in Pitu Maharaj in the Bhagavatam. It says that when he performed like 99 sacrifices, horse sacrifices. The 100th one was failed because of Indra's mischief, but when he did that, everyone was pleased. All there, so they supplied in abundance. The oceans were full, rivers were flowing full. The rain was on perfect time. It only rains in the night, and everything was perfect. The earth will produce so much fruits and trees, and so that's how it works. The system works. Not by just our mechanical arrangement, we can get all these things. You cannot get rain by our own mechanical arrangement. Or we cannot get fruits by our own mechanical arrangement. Everything has to be arranged by Krishna, with different sources. So these are all controlled by superior powers. Only by performing sacrifices we can please Krishna, we can please devatas, and we can get all these things. We can materially also. Well, that's how it works. We think that by modern advancement we can get all these things, but we cannot get. Can we control cold? Can we control heat? Can we control oceans, rivers? No, we cannot control. We can spoil, for sure. But if you want to get more, we cannot get it. Even the minerals and earth, everything earth can provide, earth can hide them. The population is becoming worse and untruthful and more sinful. You can hide the resources. You may dig so many areas, you will not get it. You described in the earlier years, you just find mine, the diamond and things down just on the earth. Don't have to dig much also. Rubies and all the gems. You see you study Mahabharata, they build the palaces with ruby and all these rare precious gems. How do they get it? Because when people are pious, earth will provide them. The rains come and everything. Otherwise, if people are sinful, they retract. They punish. They secure government. You don't realize that, but that's how it happens. Especially in the Kali Yuga, it becomes worse and worse. All the supplies go down and down. Okay? Yes.
I just have one thing to share. I heard this in a lecture, and actually in Bhagavatam, he had many friends, and some of them, at one time they tell him, "You look like a very extraordinary person. Please, share some knowledge with us." So, and they are all small children. So with him, he says, "Okay, we play under this tree. We take its fruits and everything. Just look at this tree, and we can learn so many things. It is doing so many sacrifices. We are using its fruits. We are using it as a shade. I mean, if you just look at the tree, you will know that how much it is sacrificing. And if you just make your life like that, then nothing like it."
Yeah.
So it's a simple way of conveying the message.
Yeah. Very nice. Yeah, the goal of human life is to get knowledge, transcendental knowledge. Or Vedanta Sutra says, Adhata Brahma Jignasa. Nothing else is the goal. Get knowledge from heart. Yeah, knowledge, that's the goal. Everything else is secondary. It happens, it works. We don't look for miseries, but they come. Bhagavatam says that you get miseries without your own asking. Same way you get happiness without your own asking. We don't have to much worry about how should I get happiness, how should I be more happy, how should I get this, how should I get that. Will I survive, will I make it 90 years? I mean, it's not nothing is happening out of plan. By now we should have realized. So we may think that I will get this, I will get that, I will plan this, I will plan that. It will come as the time comes. You're not get it, but the main goal of human life is to focus on the transcendental knowledge, devotion, love for Krishna, complete surrender to Krishna, service to Krishna. And the best sacrifice for this age recommended is chanting of holy names, Hare Krishna Maha. Because what you need for chanting? Two things, maybe. Mouth is there all the time. Hearing, ears, and complete attention. That's all you need. Just chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. This is the lowest, most what is it? Lowest common denominator sacrifice we can do. Just chant the holy names. You can chant anywhere. You can. There are no hard and fast rules. Just chant all the time. So by doing it, what are you sacrificing? We are sacrificing our tendency to talk nonsense, and we are sacrificing hearing process. Instead of hearing all nonsense, we are hearing about Krishna names, and our mind also becomes controlled. Instead of thinking all vain things, you think about Krishna, or hear about Krishna. Just by doing this simple one sacrifice, you can get all the benefits in the Kali Yuga. So this is advised by great acharyas. Everyone, including Madhvacharya, Ramanujacharya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, everyone, Shankaracharya, everyone says, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam. Just chant the holy names. This is the ultimate conclusion of all the Vedas for the Kali Yuga. For other ages, people can do meditation because they live very, very long time, 10,000 years, 100,000 years, people live because of their, in that age, that atmosphere, that peacefulness and body strength. But in the Kali Yuga, maximum 100, 100 will be very, very rare. 90, now 80, 70, I don't know. So we don't have that much time. And we cannot do even temple worship, or we cannot even sit before some puja for half an hour or something. People just talking, chatting, and puja is going on, just like they don't work. They cannot focus. It's not possible in the Kali Yuga. You have perfect mind, attention, concentration on the worship. But if you chant the holy name, that benefits we get is you get everything. The result of all this. People meditating for thousands of years, what are the benefits they get? We get it by just by chanting. That's what Bhagavatam says. This Kali Yuga is full of faults. But the only one thing that is best thing out of this Kali Yuga is that chanting on the holy names. Just by chanting the holy names, you can get all the benefits. Like a jackpot. So we are lucky in that sense. We are very fortunate in that sense. Okay. So let's do some sacrifice every day. Chant at least few minutes, whatever you can do. Just driving, you can chant. Sitting, cooking, and all. Just chant. What harm is there in chanting the names? Nothing that can go wrong. But it's all beneficial. Okay. Alright, so let's do some japa, sacrifice. Japa yajna. So how do you chant is it's called in beat, enter beat. We don't chant on that. So we take the next beat next to that. And you chant one time Hare Krishna, and then you want the next beat. So you go on complete more than 8 times. Go on to the next round, you go again, go from back to front again. You never cross that. So first we'll remove the blessings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then we'll start praying. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna ki jai, Hare Ram Sankirtan ki jai. Thank you. Did you chat? Chat?
Yesterday he was singing
What did you
at
chant?
home.
Just chant your name. Ram, chant, keep on chanting all the time, okay?
Hare Krishna.
You sing Hare Krishna?
No, that is jet lag, Mataji.
Oh, okay.
No, like jet lag.
You can start at what time?
No, she woke up 8:25.